And we are live. Good evening, Facebook, and everyone here on the page. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Happy Independence Day to everyone watching all over the world. Tonight, I'm very, very excited that, again, I'm doing a part two of my conversations with Blade CEO and founder Robert Tan. Why are we doing this part two? Because I think yung part one namin, the first interview I did with him, we were just supposed to go on for like 45 minutes or up to an hour. We went over 2 hours chatting. So let me just click this so I can see all your comments if you're going to be commenting. Um, Again, if you want to be commenting and engaging in the content tonight, make sure that you give StreamYard permission. I think you last time naman you didn't have to do it, but if you want to be able to engage, you can do that. Give StreamYard permission, or maybe I'll just read your comments here on my page on my right side. Also, please bear with us in terms of the signal and the technical stuff tonight, because we've been having obviously we started late because I've been having trouble logging on tonight because of the signal. I hope you guys get to hear us. I hope you guys get to see us, and I hope that we will just have a free flowing signal tonight. I'm excited to have you guys join in. I can see a lot of you already logging in. So first things first, before I get Robert into the chat room and before we start our conversation, please, number one, please say hi and let us know where you are listening in from. You can say, hi, I'm Bam. I'm listening in from Pasig. I'm John. I'm listening in from Makati or whatever, so that we know that you are here. And again, if you can't comment, you have to grant StreamYard access somehow. I think there's something that you click here. But otherwise, makita ko naman yung comment nyo dito sa I'm going. Sorry, that's me going live on rather clicking my page so I can see all your comments. So you can comment either here or I'll read your comments on my right side. So what are we talking about tonight before I have Robert come into the broadcast? We're talking basically about life. Alam ko ang dami sa inyo. There's a lot of people who have been going through a lot of struggles the past. I mean, since our last conversations, which I think was like a month ago. I can't remember exactly. A lot of you have also been reaching out and needing some form of encouragement. Hi, Sarah. We've got Sarah from Mongolia. Hi to everyone there in Mongolia and Oriflame. Hello. So if you're if you're looking for a little bit of encouragement and uplifting, and I would say a very meaty conversation about life, about struggles, about God, about spirituality, then you've come to the right place. I'm glad that you're joining us. So this is what we're going to be talking about. So without further ado, again, I'm so honored and grateful to have another conversation with Robert Tan, Blade CEO, and I'm welcoming him into the chat room tonight. And this is free flowing, so that people who are watching this we did not have any pre-interview or questions that we prepared. Robert and I just sort of like free flow. So enjoy the show. Good evening, Robert, and welcome to the
Hello,
live stream.
good evening, Bam. Thank you again for the invitation. Thank you to all the Lifekiters out there.
I guess first thing I want to say, you look good, Robert. I mean, I don't know if you've grown your hair or you got a haircut, but you look really good.
Thank you, thank you. Go
And
ahead, go ahead.
as we get, thank you. Yeah, I guess as we get started tonight, I know some people might be struggling with their internet connection. I can see people already live joining. But we do hope that it sort of like evens out as we have the conversation tonight. I guess just to start off the talk tonight, Robert. I'll start with this. Kamusta ka? How have you been since our last conversation? What's the latest with you? How's everything? With Blade. You have a lot of people with you. Maybe quick catch up lang as we get more people on the broadcast.
Oh yeah. Before I answer your question, let me just greet muna si BJ Dimaliwat is here watching our show.
Hey, Dij. Andito pala si
Leia rin pala, Leia kasama namin, the ever reliable Leia
Hi,
Dumali.
Leia.
Kasama namin sa office yan, very reliable person. Nandito rin si Jim
Hi.
Angeles at si Vince Soko. Hi, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Well, things have been
Good evening. Thanks for
really
watching.
great. Yeah, and I've been joining a lot of webinars, doing a lot of self-learning, enhancing my skills. At the same time, I share everything I learned with our team. So, in effect, buong grupo ay natututo, sabay-sabay kami nagle-learn ng bagong bagay. Hi,
Okay,
CJ, hindi ko pala
that's great
actually
to know.
also
Everyone,
CJ is also watching. Si Romar is also watching. Hi,
sino dyan? Hello, hi everyone. Okay, I can see already people also logging on my page.
si Royce is
Hey
also here.
Bam and Robert. It's
Yeah.
Royce is
Hi,
here.
Royce.
Uh, Hi Royce,
Tsaka
what's
si
up?
Glenn De Leon is
We
also
also have
watching.
friends. Hello, hello. So dumadami na sila. I guess before we started, before we greet more people, bago kami mag-start ni Robert, we were actually, chatting and trying to test the signal out if we were going to be able to go live because because of the challenges with the signal. But here we
Mm.
are. We're making it work. People are watching. We even have viewers from Mongolia. Sarah, I saw her. She attended my program there last year last year tama. And also friends and family from Iloilo, Mommy Alma. Thanks for joining us tonight. So I'm glad you guys are.
Hello,
Ano lang,
hello,
we're
ma'am.
free flowing. So anytime you want to greet anyone, go ahead. Sige. Okay, yeah. So anytime you want to greet anyone, just go ahead. So hi Tammy. Tammy's also watching. Ganito lang gagawin namin. We'll just have a talk. And then whatever you're picking up from the talk, you can comment, you can ask questions, and let's see how we go tonight. Let's see how we go. So
Oh,
Robert, I mean, just to uh, get the ball rolling as we have more people joining. Obviously, people from all walks of life join into these broadcasts. Iba parents, iba single, iba their children living on their own. And obviously today more than any other time, in I think in our lifetime, a lot of people have been facing a lot of personal challenges also. For me, maybe we can start there. Like for me, my conversations the past month have been on people. I think I did a topic yesterday on, or was today or yesterday, on shame, where people who are struggling in life, nahihiya sila, Robert, to ask for support. Again, maybe this is embedded in culture where it's not okay to not be okay. Where I always have to show that I have everything under control. That kamusta ka, di ba? Ito yung pag Robert, pag kinamusta ka and you're going through a lot of struggle, but instead of course, still discerning who you share to, but kadalasan even our closest friends and family will say, okay lang ako, I'm okay. But the truth is, they're on the verge of having a mental breakdown. They're on the
mm,
verge of a family breaking up, and still it's very difficult for people to reach out. So I think the past days, my message more than ever has been about encouraging people to reach out when they need support. Maybe I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, but perhaps also in your personal experience. It could be with your team, it could be with family, it could be with your friends. um like how have they been, and what support have they perhaps been asking for, or what have you been hearing, because I know you also help a lot of people.
yeah, I actually share this with a lot of our teammates and a lot of my friends as well. I'm not one that has has in my memory all these teachings ni God and all. But one thing that's really clear in my mind is, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find. No? Kung tayo ay nangangailangan, kailangan natin humingi, kailangan natin humiling, kailangan natin magkapal muka at lumapit at humingi ng tulong. No, that's the only way na makakatanggap tayo. Kung inuunahan natin ng pride, inuunahan natin ng ng facade, hindi natin makukuha yung ating hinihingi o yung ating kinakailangan. Kasi ang mga kaharap naman natin, hindi naman ito manghuhula. Eh. They would not know if you need something. They would not know if you need help, you're seeking guidance, you're seeking support. Hindi malalaman to ng ating kausap until sabihin mo. At for you to take that step, kailangan mo kapalan lang yung mukha mo. Whether makuha mo yung favorable response o hindi mo makuha, at least sinubukan mo. Di ba, Bam?
I think of course, obviously we all have different experiences with that, but you talked about the facade, you talked about a verse where you seek and you ask, and that's when you find and you get support. um why do you think, again, in your experience, what do you think makes people not seek out, and this is important because alam ko, Robert, madaming manunod nito, and they also want to seek out for help and support, but they're being stopped by something, eh. I guess in your experience, what do you think makes people stop from just asking for help, reaching out, sending a message, asking for prayer, whatever it is?
A lot has to do with pride. Kasi we all
Right.
feel na, ano, di ba? We all feel na we have this persona that we are okay, we are of this particular stature, we are of this particular, people have this image of us. No? So some of us, a lot of us actually, have problem breaking through that persona. No? Even if sometimes lubog na o namomroblema na or ano, we we have this tendency, and it's natural to portray or to fulfill that image that we have from the others.
um you mentioned pride. I remember, I think back in, it must have been early 2000s, and um my son was just very young at the time, and I remember I was having a lot of financial challenges, and naalala ko, like, there was a time na sobrang walang wala na ako, and it's very challenging, especially for a lot of men, a lot of people, but a lot of men, where we're looked at as, we're the providers, we're the ones who's supposed to be na nakakadiskarte and all of these things. But to be able, I mean, for me to be in that space of vulnerability and really facing the truth of, like, I don't have anything anymore. It really, I have to agree with you. It was really about me swallowing my pride and saying, I've got to take action, ask for support, so my family survives. And it's one of the most difficult, for me, the difficult things to do. And looking back now, naisip ko, well, that could have been also, I think this is for a lot of people also, Robert, no. A lot of people, there's this thing called shame,
Mhm.
yung hiya that comes with having to ask for support, or parang a lot of people have this story in their minds where they say, etong struggle na pinagdadaanan ko ngayon, I shouldn't be going through this. I shouldn't have experienced this. This shouldn't be happening. And then they also start going into this cycle of where they blame other people,
Mhm.
kung umayos lang si ganyan, kung hindi lang niya ginawa yon. A lot of people never take what we call accountability and responsibility for what's happening in their lives, and for some reason, obviously, they get stuck in that rut, in that pattern. For me, again, it was about humbling myself and calling a friend, asking to borrow money, because I ran out of all options. But it was also, I think, and I know, so the point here, it's not about borrowing money, right? Because I know a lot of us here, we've already gone through that when you had to get that support. But it was about also understanding na, what actions can I do to create a positive change, or to create an outcome that I want in my own life. Maybe you can share something from your own experience with that.
Well, I'm actually, I feel very blessed that I did not have to go through a situation similar to yours, Bam. Um,
Mm.
but way back in 2004, when I had that struggle, um, I was in a position wherein I had to let go of my first love, which is the business that I was running. I really had to reach out to a lot of people, and nakwento ko sa'yo last time ito na by
Mm.
chance encounter, I met with the son of one of the mall operators in the Philippines, and wala kang choice eh. Kailangan mo talaga gumawa ng hakbang. Kinailangan ko talaga kapalan yung mukha ko at lapitan kahit na naka-casual clothes kami pareho. I had to do that. I had to reach out and seek help kasi
Um,
I was really very desperate eh. I'm very desperate to get something going, really very desperate to get something started. At kung desperado ka
I,
na lahat pwede mo nang gawin, di ba? Yun.
I was going to ask you another question about that, but before that, I just wanted to greet Janet Ramis, who
Ay,
used to work with you. Alam ko 10 years with
Janet,
you.
first
She's
before,
now based
what I
in
said
Australia.
before.
Go ahead. Sorry, go
nasa
ahead.
Australia na ngayon si Janet.
Yes.
Jerome San pala is
She
also here.
she's
Si
been.
Jerome San at
Hi
si
Jerome, what's up,
Braggy,
Laurels? Hello.
hello. I'm sorry, ng home radio. Si Braggy is also listening to us now.
Thanks for watching. Hello everyone. I have a question about that. So, sabi mo, you approached this man who was the son of really the biggest retail mall operator in the country. You know, but here's a question: like um, wait, balikan ko lang ng konti yun, ah. I mean, so that people who are watching this, they can also learn from this. What was it easy for you at that moment to approach that person and ask for? I guess
I,
you got support because you were asking his opinion. Was it easy for you? Just to recall lang for people who didn't get to catch part one.
I know for a lot of people it's going to be very difficult, but for me at that time I was really very desperate. I was looking for an alternate or a direction that I can take. Alam ko naman hindi naman tayo makakakuha ng tulong financial o tulong sa investment or ano lang just sabi ko lang point me to the right direction. And ano naman, it's not every day that you get an opportunity like that. Eh. Sa time na hinahanap mo, nagpe-pray ka for a solution, nagpe-pray ka ng kung anong pwedeng iabot sa'yo, and then nandiyan na, meron ka ng lifeline, nandiyan na sa harapan mo. For me, I never blinked, I never hesitated. Dumiretso na ako, kinapalan ko na talaga mukha ko. At nagtanong na ako. Yun. Kasi I know that opportunities like those is not very easy. My secretary knows that I'm trying to set up appointments with this person. Ang hirap, dadaan ka talaga sa butas ng karayom para ma-meet mo lang siya sa office. Pero nandiyan ka, sa harapan mo, di ba?
There's this book that was. Yeah. I mean, there's this book that came up while you were speaking. It's a book by Mel Robbins. It's called The 5 Second Rule. I don't know if you've heard about it. She just says that every time you have like an idea or a tug to do something, sabi niya, it's important that you do it within. It's also has to do with neuroscience. She says like within the first 5 seconds, it's important that you take action in it.
Yeah.
So she counts back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because if you don't, then that you tend to lose that opportunity. So yeah, did you want to say something?
Ano lang, di ba minsan ganyan, dadaan lang yan sa harapan mo, ganyan. Pag hindi mo pag hindi mo hinarang, wala na. Tumawid na yung opportunity, hindi mo na magagawa ulit. And you don't know when is the next time you will receive a lifeline from God. Hindi mo na alam kung kailan ito eh. Di ba? And even when you ask for help, God will find a way to help you. Pero if you don't take that action, magsasawa rin siguro ang Diyos sa atin, di ba? Yun.
Yeah. I think for those who are watching, keyword here. So just so also I can test my. If you can type action in the comment section here, I would appreciate it. Just so that I know you can hear us and this is adding value to you guys. So it's important, of course, you get that tug from God to take an action, to do something. So it's important for you to take action. So please type that word in action, and I'd love to hear you guys. To see your comments and know that we're connecting with you. Okay, action. Now here's a question. So and I have actually two. The first one is because you took action and you asked this particular person for support and advice. What would you say was the general outcome of that? Was it positive? Did it turn out good? Uh, in general, because you took action, anong kinalabasan? Maybe I just that's what I'd like to give the viewers an idea about.
When I approached this person, I was already 37 years old, 20 years employed in a company, very desperate to find a way to establish myself, to establish my own business, and uh, all I was asking for is to point me in the right direction, you know. And I fielded in a few suggestions. Pwede ba if I do this, is this okay? If I do that, is that okay? Because I was very candid and honest with him. I said, I'm already 37. I don't have much time to do trial and error. So please give me an
Wow.
advice. Just point me to the right direction. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for anything else. Just point me to the right direction. You know. And I threw in the idea.
Okay.
what if I start a car accessory business? And then he said, that is a niche, and it's not no one's very dominant yet in that category. So if ever we do open it, we have that opportunity to become popular, to become big. And from there, out comes Blade. Ito na yung, the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
So, ito importante, Robert. I want to ask this also. And thank you for typing action. I can see it. Mami Alma, Janet,
Yes,
Tammy, thank you for sharing the. Please share. Please go ahead. Go ahead. Who is it?
yes. No, I was saying si Tammy, si Janet, at si Mami Alma already typed in action. So mukhang naririnig
Thank
naman
you.
tayo.
Thank you for typing. I'm glad we're loud and clear. So that's one. I mean, obviously, guys, listen to this. Because of that action that Robert took at that moment, although it was perhaps out of his comfort zone because it was a setting, it was not an appointment. He approached this man. Naalala ko, nasa swimming pool pa sila.
Nasa
He
swimming
took
pool
that
nagbabasa siya
opportunity
ng libro nun eh.
sa swimming pool. Nagbabasa pa siya ng libro. I mean,
Oo.
imagine this. What if you guys were given an opportunity to reach out, ask for support from someone? I wonder, would you have taken that action? Now, let's see, because Robert took that action. He got a certain result, and we'll call it's a little project that he called Blade. Obviously, it's not a little project because it's 50 stores, it's nationwide. I mean, every mall that you go, I mean, I go to malls a lot, and it's Blade is always there. So obviously, it resulted in something. Now, here's a question. As I greet Nicholas Bronson Lees. Nick? Are you related to Charles Bronson by any chance? Lifekite. Good morning from Milwaukee. Coach Bam and Robert Tan. Thank you for this. Thanks, Nick. Nick he's an amazing. I've never met him, Robert, but he's always been supporting the live broadcast. He's been sharing a lot of great content and speakers. I think he was on the last time we had a conversation as well. But I'm so glad you're here, Nick. Please he's live with us on YouTube. I forgot I'm live on YouTube. Go ahead. Go
Greet ko
ahead,
rin si,
Robert.
si Rufy Yulo is also watching us. Rufy is my classmate sa MMI. And yung
Hi,
mag-asawa
Rufi.
ko na napakasipag, si Jane Canlas at si Romel Laranjo is also watching us. Jane and
Hi,
Romel,
Jane.
we used to work together dun sa company na inalisan ko before. Yun. Yung mag-asawa,
Okay.
sipag nila, and they are now the number one advertising company. Ang pangalan ng company nila is Prime Recall. Bam, are you familiar with all the bus ads that you see all around Metro Manila? They have mga sticker
Yeah.
ads in the buses.
Yes, that's
Lot of
theirs.
them galing kay Jane Canlas yun. Napakagaling ng company nila.
There you go. Hi, Jane and Romel. Thanks for watching. We're glad you're here. Also, please. I mean, since you guys are here, saying that, if you're with us with the topic, let us know what you guys think, or any comments that you have. We would love to know your thoughts about this topic. So going back, so Blade was birthed because again of this approach, approaching this person. So what do you think? Now, ito importante to eh. And this, I think, because of for our viewers, Robert. Uh, what do you think would have happened? I know it's a hypothetical, but let's say in that situation you did not, because let's say fear got the better of you. Okay, I know because you have faith. Bam, it would have been okay. But just so that for people who might want to be reaching out and they're holding back, diba? What do you think would have happened? Uh, of course, the answer is obvious, but I just would like all the viewers to hear the answer. Then, what would you think would have happened if you held back on that nudge to go approach this man?
For me, I don't think fear would hold me back, but maybe pride. No? And I guess a lot of people can relate
Oh,
to that.
pride. Okay.
No? Dalawang factor yan eh. Either fear or pride that would hold you back. Dahil isipin mo, nako, personal time to, magbabiolate ako ng ganyan, o kung ano man. No? Sometimes you really have to just do it. No? And I can't imagine,
Okay.
prior to us setting up this car accessory store, we have applied and started, have attempted to start different businesses. We attempted to start a convenience store at a very, very early time. mukhang
I
advanced sa
remember that.
panahon. Yung panahon na yun, kaka-start pa lang ng ano eh. Kaka-start pa lang ng 7-Eleven, wala pang mini stop sa
Oh
Pilipinas,
wow,
wala pang Lawson,
wow.
wala pang Family Mart. No, that that one was a small project that we attempted, and we never got to first base. From the start pa lang na-reject na kami dun. And we're very happy na na-reject kami kasi I can't imagine. Right now, naghahabol ako bumili ng Lucky Me at ng Chippy para fill up yung store.
But this is also interesting, no? I mean, from our part one, you also mentioned this, sabi mo nga Bam, every time, I guess I recall this, sabi mo parang every time like a door shuts or an opportunity shuts, when you're led another way, it always turns out for something better or something good. Did you recall that? Yung
Ay,
share mo niyan, Robert?
ano lang, for me, it's very important that you keep your eyes always open, you have faith, you trust in God. Every time you are put in a challenge or you are rejected, be on the lookout kasi there will always be other doors opening at the time. No? And as long as you are conscious, you have faith, you know that something else is being planned for you. Hindi ito ano eh. The story does not end with the rejection. There, the story is going to be continued later on. You just have to be aware that other doors will open. And for the past 15, 20 years, that has been what's happening to us. We get rejected here and there. If you see what Blade is now, resulta yan ng maraming rejection. Hindi naman to lahat smooth sailing tayo. Hindi naman yan lahat swabe lang, maayos lahat. Hindi yan ganyan eh. Marami tayong dinaan ng hurdles, marami din tayong dinaan ng challenges. Pero every time na meron tayong dinaan ng rejection, almost always merong 2, 3 pintong nagbubukas. And I'm truly very happy and I feel very blessed na ganyan nga yung nangyayari. At kung positive ang outlook mo, positive ang faith mo, makikita mo rin yan eh. Makikita mo ito. Kung ang outlook mo ay negative at lahat ay nangyayari na against sa akin o kung ano man, then naturally yung mga nagbubukas sa pinto,
Okay.
hindi mo na siya makikita.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I hope you guys are getting this. Robert was mentioning about having a positive outlook. This one is interesting kasi sabi ko nga, like when I share, of course we don't well, I don't personally share about false positivity, but sabi ko nga, and I understand that because a lot of people are dissing also positivity, but I say also I've tried the opposite, which is negativity. I would always choose positivity over negativity any day. Kasi imagine you go through a rejection, and then you think about all the worst things that could happen, or maybe hindi ka pa nga nag-approach ng tao eh. But to have a negative state of mind, and you're always saying, because Robert, I've heard this, people are looking for opportunities because of this pandemic. A lot of people are losing their jobs, right? But a lot of people are also nangunguna o nauunahan sila ng negative thinking, Robert eh. The thinking that, oh, I can't do this, oh, I'm not hindi ako sanay sa ganyan, or I'm not used to this, I still have to learn this skill, oh, this is going to take time, and I think people are, instead of being able to see opportunities, what they see are just roadblocks. Like maybe you have a word to share to people who are watching.
I just want to say hi to Ronald, to Jennifer Suaverdes. Jennifer Suaverdes is our classmate sa college. She's watching us now. Si Jocelyn Tan is also watching.
Hi, Jen.
Fanny is my partner.
Hello.
She's also watching.
Hi. Hi, Fanny. Hello.
Kanina kausap ko lang si Albert eh. You remember Albert, no? He's the head of our sales.
Of course, I remember Albert.
I was telling him,
yes,
because of the lockdown, we have never been more productive. Our marketing department has never been more productive than ever before. We had this YouTube channel wherein we showcase videos from whatever, diba? It's only because of the lockdown we were able to start and maintain one video per day release. We have never been ganun
Wow.
ka-active ever since. Never ko rin naisip na magagawa namin to. Matagal ko nang gustong gawin to. Never nangyari ito. Nung kanina nga sinasabi, nag-uusap kami ni Albert, I was telling him, first time in our history, nagawa natin na everyday meron tayong video at sabi nga niya may buffer pa kami hanggang June 30 yata, we already have uploaded our video. We are like 2 weeks ahead of schedule. And we're already working on getting 2 videos per day. Lahat ito natutunan lang namin at nagawa lang namin because of the lockdown. Let's put it this way, Bam. Dalawa naman yung choice mo eh. You can go negative, you can go positive. Anong klaseng mundo ba ang gusto mo makita? Do you want to see a gloomy, dark future? Or do you want to see a bright,
Yeah.
sunny future sa buhay natin? Everything mangyayari, everything mangyayari is, ano lang, depende kung paano mo tingnan ito. No? The same fire, the same init can make ice melt, but it can harden steel, di ba? It can harden, it can temper
Yeah.
glass. No? So depende, everyone is subjected to the same item. Depende na lang kung paano mo tingnan, paano mo gamitin yung situation. As I said, katulad nga, maliit na example lang to, no? Pero yung marketing department namin has never been ganito ka-productive. Even before pa, compare mo na sa buong story na namin. Never kami naging ganyan. Matagal ko na nga pangarap yung magkaroon na kami ng 1 video per day. It's only through lockdown. We're hitting 2 videos per day right now at may buffer pa kami.
Yeah. So, Robert, there's something that's
in the situation. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's okay. Yeah, and I apologize again because we're buffering. It's my signal tonight, But anyway, we'll make it work. So this is so interesting. So what I'm getting here, what I'm hearing from you, and thanks Nick from Wisconsin is just sending all those hard things, brother. I appreciate you being here. So what I'm getting here is the one word that pops up for me, Robert, is mindset. As you were sharing this. Like some people during this lockdown, and this is why I said how important personal growth and personal awareness is for all of us. Because some people were saying, you were telling me just as we started the interview, bam, I'm attending webinars, I'm doing these programs, and I'm teaching it to the team. That's great. I think that boils down to mindset, where you have this world situation happening, and it could be, just to simplify, there's two types of mindset perhaps. They say the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset is the person who perhaps says, like, this is the only thing that I know, and I cannot grow or produce or do anything beyond what I already know. And then there are people who have the growth mindset, and they say, okay, perhaps, sorry, I'll go back. The person with the fixed mindset, perhaps they just see the crisis, right? It's just a crisis. The person with the second mindset, which is the growth mindset, sees opportunity within the crisis. And like you, and I have really great points that I wanted to share. Like you, they start creating something new that they never would have created if this whole pandemic didn't happen. So it turns out like, wow, even though we're all going through the same struggle, but a lot of people just, and this is with all due respect to people, again, for people who are taking this as a very heavy blow. But it's important not to stay in that negative mind space, because it's not going to help you. It's just going to keep you stuck. But if you do adopt a growth mindset, you start to see, like, what can I do that I've never done before, that I could apply, and not just apply, but I could use to help other people. So I think that's, go ahead.
I'd like to greet lang, ang head ng aming store support, si Alex Guevara, is watching us. Ang head naman ng ating Bismin operation, si Romel Murilla, is also watching us. My classmate sa
Hello.
MBA, si Reyna Steve, is also watching us. And Amy Chua, hi.
Hi.
Yes. Plug ko rin lang, no? Plug
Hi,
ko lang.
Amy.
You've seen,
Please.
you've seen our animated infomercials, di ba?
Yes,
That one, we publish one every day right now, and then we have a buffer until June 30 na yata. Now, on top of that, we discovered a new way of presenting, and this is now based on US, based on foreign style of doing the educational videos. We are now producing a new segment that's all English, na seryoso, walang joke, walang ano. And we call it our daily drive. So in this
Mm-hmm.
program, every day we will publish one episode, but this is targeted towards ano na, international market. It's all straight English, fluent English. Tapos medyo seryoso yung tono, seryoso yung topic. Not hindi na to mga product endorsements, wala nang mga product placements, although very minor meron pa rin. No, we are aiming to build a whole library of educational car related videos which we will post one every day. Check nyo na lang sa ano sa Blade YouTube channel, Blade Auto Center. No, hanapin nyo ang Our Daily Drive. Araw-araw may bagong episode tayo. At araw-araw
Okay.
makikita nyo rin
So
yung
guys,
yung pinaka raw and pinaka crude namin is our first episode. Hindi ko rin tinatanggal, iniiwan namin sa doon para makita rin ng aming team kung paano na kami nag-progress from the start up to the fifth episode. Ang laki na bago nito. And we're very happy, we're very proud.
I-
Ito yung napanganak sa lockdown. Itong video series na to pinanganak during lockdown.
I have to say, Robert, no, and I can see all your hearts, Nick, and everyone, and I can see all your comments. We will go through your questions, Tammy. Tammy has a question, and all your other comments, but we'll keep the conversation going. I just wanted to say, like, I think I had the same experience. I think it was the first month that I started. It was through my planning time, my prayer time. Where sabi ko, Robert, like now that we're locked down, what can I do to help people? But shifting it now to online, because the nature of my work is live programs, it's live seminars, it's live training, right? And then I already thought, and I was given an opportunity to do some webinars. I was invited some trainings online, and then just from attending and being there, I was getting ideas on what to create for my program online. And then I started running it, and it was just for me. It's been the most amazing time of engagement, Robert, online with people. I didn't even have to travel anywhere. People are at the comfort of their homes, but yet the transformation and Robert, my programs are, I don't know why, but my participants usually get very highly emotional, but in a very good way, because they're appreciating life, they're having their aha moments, they're having breakthroughs, they're experiencing so much gratitude and love and joy. And then you might think like, bam, but how can you replicate that online? But it's been happening over, I know you've seen some of the comments and what people are sharing, but same as you, Robert, like I couldn't have imagined creating anything like this. And it's like it's already June. My last seminar was back in February, right?
Oh,
But I said, wow, but we're still thriving online. And there's an important lesson here for everyone watching. And this is what Robert. That's why Robert and I are having this discussion, well, this conversation rather. Is again to inspire you guys. But Robert and and I hear Robert, of course, but we don't create coming from a space of lack, coming from a space of fear, coming from a space of like, we're stuck, we can't do anything anymore. But it's always, I would say for me, I'll speak for myself, it's always coming from a space of inspiration. What can I do that can help, move me forward? But as I move forward, I move forward with people, bringing people with me and affecting people positively. I think that's so important to be able to think about. But not yun lang nga, Robert, not everyone is in that mind space or has that mindset to be creative, because Robert, I would say, Robert, for a lot of people, fear is the first thing that they see. Robert, I
mhm.
lost my job. Robert, I don't know where I'm going to create my income. I didn't even have my savings. Like, and then all the fear just overwhelms me. But maybe it's easy for you and Bam to say, we're your different people. How people think. Like, what
Ah,
about us? Maybe,
Ma'am,
maybe any thoughts on.
ma'am,
Go
if
ahead.
everybody's going through COVID virus, everybody's going through quarantine, everybody's waiting for ayuda na hindi dumarating, everybody's waiting for a huge grocery bag na ang laman niya ay sardinas lang, di ba? Uh, what can worry contribute to this? Di ba?
Okay,
Can
listen to that.
feeling
What can
bad
worry
contribute to
contribute?
this? What can shout out in Facebook do to this? Wala namang matutulong yan eh. In fact, the more ka mag-shout out sa Facebook, the more pa na nilulubog mo yung sarili mo eh. Kasi Ang tao magla-like, mag-share, feeling mo ngayon tama yung ginagawa mo, continue and continue. Parang pinapalubog mo lang yung sarili mong pag-iisip. We should not worry about things na wala tayong control over. No, hindi natin wala kang magagawa eh.
Wow.
'Di ba? You
Wow.
only worry about things na meron kang control at meron kang pwedeng gawin para baguhin. Kasi walang point, 'di ba? You worry about 2 months naka-lockdown kami. Wala kang magagawa doon eh kasi dinikta to ng gobyerno. At kung di man dinikta ng gobyerno, hindi ka rin lalabas kasi wala pa doon yung 'di ba? Wala pa doon yung vaccine, wala pang COVID rapid test noong time na yon, 'di ba? You really have to follow, you really have to comply. 'Di ba? Kahit anong gawin mo. These are things beyond your control. Pero anong pwede mo i-control? Kung ano yung tumatakbo dito sa isip natin, kaya mo i-control yan eh. Kung paano ka tumingin sa mundo, kaya mo kontrolin yan eh. At kung positive ang tinatanim mo sa iyong utak, mas open ka ngayon para sa mga bagong developments, mga pwede mong gawin. Ang hirap mag-improve, ang hirap kumilos kung parating nega yung ating isip eh. No? We have to plant in positive thoughts, positive outlook. We look at future as something bright, something malalagpasan din naman natin to eh, di ba? Pero kung araw-araw we worry tayo about ilan namatay, ilan na apektuhan, ilan ko ano man, ilan na hospital, ano magagawa mo doon? Wala eh, di ba? No? So might as well do something to improve yourself and stop listening to the news. No? Kunin mo lang kung ano yung summary ng report. Yun na, huwag ka na makinig sa news at focus on self-improvement, focus on self-development. Go join mga positive webinars katulad nito, yung ginagawa ni Bam. Di ba? Ako, every 11 o'clock kausap ko si Chinkitan sa program niya. Sa totoo lang. Alam niya, classmate na nga tawag sa akin eh.
Yes.
Hindi, diba, tinuturo niya doon every day is mag-ipon, magganyan. I join his class, no? Only because very, very positive kasi yung kanyang attitude, no? At very, very positive yung kanyang program. Yes. I also join mga talks ni Francisco. Every time I feel down, I go to Francisco. Kahit na hindi, regardless of whatever topic it may be, no? If you go to groups like the Lifekite or Unbounded group, talagang kasama mo na yung mga taong ganyan din mag-isip, positive mag-isip. At you can, mabilis mahawa sa ganyan. In the same manner na mabilis ka mahawa sa negative. Kung kasama mo yung mga negative na tao at araw-araw na lang pinag-uusapan ninyo, naku, yung ayuda namin hindi dumating, yung supot namin, ang laman, instant noodle at chippy, di ba? So, palubog tuloy yung iyong pag-iisip kung ganyan ang mangyayari. Just say hi, no? To Dana po, si Alex Tan, dito rin pala. Classmate ko si Alex Tan.
Hi, Dana.
Yun. Tsaka si Director
Alex.
Roderick Lindayag, he's our director for our first movie, si Dito Lang Ako. Nandito rin si Canon.
Hi, Direct.
Si Canon yung aming head sa operation sa isang area namin. Si Manuel Chua. Manuel Chua Yu is also my classmate from grade school and high school. Nandito nakikinig sa atin. Pati si Lucy pala. Nakikinig din sa atin. Classmate ko.
I'm so grateful to everyone watching us, of course, supporting Robert, and I'm so happy that you guys are listening. And again, just to make sure that we are still connected, if you're liking what you're hearing, please type in yes, so that we keep the flow of the broadcast going. I can see all your hearts here on my right side. Robert just touched on some very, very important things. So guys, you gotta if you're taking notes, listen to this. So Robert at 11 o'clock, he's already watching someone who he feels is very positive. And I like Chinky's content as well, Robert, because he's proactive. He doesn't stay victim. He Chinky, he's always okay. This is what's happening. That's the truth. Let's deal with the truth. You'll notice Chinky doesn't waste a lot of his energy. He doesn't. He gets to conserve it.
He's doing so much more and so much better now than prior to lockdown. He's been boasting about
Imagine that.
Facebook likes niya has never been at this level. His YouTube followers has grown, I think 800,000 na yata. Never
That
nang
is
mangyari 'to
amazing.
kung hindi siya naging ano, kundi siya naging prepared at, hindi naging positive yung kanyang attitude. He just all he did was what you are doing now, Bam. Everyday consistent lang siya. Pasok ng pasok, consistent yung kanyang ano, may content sa umaga, may content sa 11 o'clock, may content sa 12 o'clock. Tuloy-tuloy, post lang siya ng post. At unti-unti lumalaki ng
I mean,
kanyang
yeah.
follower base.
I think that's just that's a big lesson for a lot of people. Like, every single day, where are you placing your energy? Like, where are you giving your attention, or to who are you giving your attention to? Is it to someone where you can learn and grow? And this is very this is very there's a word that I'm looking for. It's very intentional. Like, it's not something sana I hope there's someone who's positive that I can watch. No, no, no. It's very intentional, guys. I mean, at a certain time, you see, Robert is aware of who's live when. I mean, that's also why we got connected. He also, would
Oo,
engage my live. But ako, the only times that I'm not consistent with my life is when I do a lot of online coaching. Umabot na nga ako ng Germany, New
wow.
Jersey, Australia. I mean, I'm coaching people internationally, and again, the opportunity, Robert, like, for me, has likewise exploded. But I think this is important for people to know. I mean, Robert and I are talking about opportunities, but only if I think only if you're able to spot it. Yeah, but how can we spot opportunities when all we're seeing is what's wrong? What's wrong with life? What's wrong with people around us? What's wrong with this? I mean, if you only focus on what's wrong, you're always going to get that. Like, when you're scrolling through your social media, yun din ang makikita mo. But look at Robert. He is intentional about where he places his energy. I'm the same, Robert. I have my podcast that I listen. Minsan nga, it's like I wish I had more time, because I've got my audiobooks, I've got my podcasts on Spotify and on YouTube.
Mm,
Then I've got my books that I'm reading. But every single day, I'm excited. Like, who can I learn from today? And then when I learn something, sometimes it's just from, I would say, it's just direct from God. It's just an inspiration, or someone sends me a message and I go live. Like, I've got to share this. I've got to share this, and it always feels good, because we know, Robert, that we're making an impact in the life of even just one person. Isang
yes.
tao lang ang ma-encourage, but that's one person who is a mother or a father or a son or a brother. But imagine, sabi ko nga, Robert, one act of kindness planted in a person's heart, you have no idea how God will make that grow and how that can multiply.
Talking about intentions, Bam, some we may look
Go
at
ahead.
it as parang nataon lang o kung ano man, but if you have intentions, Facebook will help you with your intentions through their algorithm. Kasi pag alam niya na parati kong binabantayan si Bam Santiago, kaya alam niya tuwing sometime mga 8 o'clock or something, lalabas yung Bam Santiago live. Tapos tuwing 11 o'clock, lalabas
Okay.
yung Chinkitan live. Yun. So, as long as nandun yung intention mo, tutulungan ka ng Facebook sa newsfeed nila.
Wait,
Ay
I
pala,
have to say, it was good.
Jerome San is watching
So,
us.
go
Nag-post ng
ahead.
invite ngayon. Tsaka si Richmond, yung head ng aming HR, is also here watching us. Hi, Richmond. Si Richmond pala
Hello, hello.
help our team a lot. During the time of the crisis, nung time na naka-lockdown kami, si Richmond worked tirelessly para masiguro na yung SS yung SS at yung pag-ibig na financial help ay makarating sa aming mga tauhan. Siya yung nag-apply nung for our team. Nung time na wala pang ayuda, siya yung naglakad nito. Kaya thank you, Richmond, at I'm sure lahat ng tao natin natutuwa dahil sa ginawa mo.
Well, so guys, again, I'll go through sige, we'll go through their comments. Robert, ito na naman, once we get into the flow, hindi tayo matatapos na. So, I'm glad that we're having this, but I'll just go through some of their comments. Again, I'd like to acknowledge Nick all the way from Wisconsin, buffering not too bad at all. Hearing you too loud and clear, awesome content as always. Mommy Alma says, mental attitude and how one sees the situation, seeing the brighter side or remain stoic. Yes, it's always a choice. It's always a choice in terms of how we want to see life. I'll just go through some of the comments. Of course, Australia is here. Janet says rejection motivates us to do better. Positive attitude turns rejection into a yes. Janet, you're one of the people. She's been following me din kasi she has a lot of great insights, and I appreciate you, Janet, for always supporting. From the time that she went live with us. So it's turning rejection into a learning opportunity. But again, that boils down to mindset. Um, let's see, our daily drive. So Nick said from Wisconsin, our daily drive, he loves it now. How can we have a question? How can one cope with their current situation? They adjust. Okay, it's not a question, it's a comment. They adjust, right? Definitely gonna have to check out part one of this. Nick, part one was amazing. Really, really great conversation. The signal was also better, but yeah, so keep going now.
Part
It
one is
always seems possible.
overtime talk.
We went really, really long. Um,
Oh,
okay, Nick says, I trust you're all making really good notes. Yes, I'm sure people are. Keep typing in everything that you guys are learning. Oh, we also have Coach RC who just joined us. Robert, she is I had her as a guest also. She's my friend who is a John Maxwell certified trainer.
oh
And
wow,
I'm glad that she's joining us as well. And,
coach.
we went through. Yeah, hi RC. Thanks for watching us. So this is great, Robert. I always get excited when I have conversations with you because I'm learning a lot, but also it's also I think directing the learnings that we're talking about, Robert, to share it with people who are watching. A lot of people, Robert, they're very sincere about creating change in life, and but they also sincerely do not know how to do it. So having these conversations, kaya nga sabi ko, here's a question, guys. If you're watching this, you know who Robert is watching. You have an idea who I watch as well. For those of you who are following me, because I quote them, I mention them. But the question is, who are you guys watching and following every single day? Kasi lumalabas sa algorithm nyo yan eh, right? In your sabi nga
Yeah.
ni Robert in your Facebook, right? Sa algorithm namin, I have all these people who are inspiring, and they give commentary about social issues, about everything that's happening in the US, happening in the world. And I learn, that's why I'm excited every single day. But the question is, if you guys have not been receiving this type of support, who have you been watching? Maybe now is a good time for you guys to sort of like adjust and find out like where can I get encouragement and inspiration from every single day. Sige, anything else to add, Robert,
I
before I
just want
ask
to
any
say
more
hi
of.
to Isa. She's our team leader for Marquee Mall Angeles. Napakasipag na tao nito. Isa, hi. And sa sister ni DJ Dimaliwat, si Christine is also here. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Christy.
Yes.
Okay. So, I hope everyone's learning because I'm learning a lot here. Maybe we're so good with time. Maybe we'll dive a little. Again, my my experience etong past weeks, Robert, no, of how we've been helping people. Again, those people who are able to first of all to reach out and to message. Magandang sinabi ni Robert. Pride will stop you, fear will stop you, but pride is like, why will I reach out, why will I ask for support? But ako then, Robert, every time that I have asked for support, whether it was prayer, whether it was for whether it was just like this to have a conversation, it always turned out in a way where I felt really good, I felt
Mm.
empowered, I felt motivated, I felt happy. It's never turned out in a bad way, eh. Yet a lot of people, again, they think I'm focusing on this kasi ang daming nanonood, Robert. So many people watch this and they sincerely need some help or support, but they're holding back because nahihiya nga sila, but
Mm-mm.
I'm just reminding people, like if you ask support from people who are making some difference, because it's not like the usual stuff that you're seeing. Imagine, the learnings that you will get from these people if you do not hold back, if you actually approach them and ask a question, just like Robert did. Hi, Lori is also watching. I think she's currently in Iloilo. Thanks for watching, Lori.
I just want to share one thing, Bam. You know that we produce movies, right? And
Yes.
our first YouTube hit was 12 Days to Destiny. It's now close to 3 million views. That whole project has always been a personal goal of mine, a personal hobby of mine that I really wanted to produce a motion picture. Si Direct CJ, I prior to making that project, I actually do not know him at all, and he has been doing a lot of these mga viral videos o ganun, mga little projects here and there. But nothing as big as 12 Days to Destiny. Ang nangyari lang doon is nag-reach out lang siya sa akin. Nag-post lang, nag-post ng isang message sa aking messenger. Hindi pa kami friends doon. Nag-post lang ng message sa aking messenger. Pinakinggan ko, tinignan ko. Nag-usap lang kami sa Rockwell. Kumain lang kami ng burger dyan sa KFC sa Rockwell. Nag-usapan lang namin. And then, it became something really big. Ang point lang ng story is, kung ikaw ay susubok at if you will reach out, you will try this out, you will lower your pride and approach this person or approach this opportunity. What is the worst thing that could happen to you? I would say the worst thing that could happen to you is you get rejected, and you will just know this is not the right way to approach this person, or this is not the right way to do a certain thing. Pero that is already the worst thing that could happen to you. Ang upside nito napakalaki. In the case of Direct CJ, we produced 3 movies already, and right now Direct CJ is the voice of Bob the Blader in the entire Blade video series. You will hear Direct CJ's voice portraying Bob in our daily production. So imagine what kind of contract we handed to him. Pinapakita nga niya sa akin yung kanyang 3 monitor computer setup for editing, and that may big screen siya dun sa Tapos meron siyang isang cooler na personal. Sabi ko, pinagmamalaki niya sa akin kahapon yon. Sabi niya, katas daw yun ng Bob the Blader videos.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful.
Imagine that. Kung nung time na yon, pride ang nanguna at nahiya siya o kung ano man, wala ito eh. Wala lahat ito. And ako rin naman, I'm very happy na nag-approach siya sa amin kasi gusto ko rin talaga gawin to. So it became a match made in heaven. Natuloy yung project, something that I really wanted to do. And on his part naman, he was able to do itong mga projects niya, di ba? So both of us, it's a win-win project, all because nag-reach out siya at sinubukan niya. Tayong lahat
I think
tayong lahat may ganyang opportunity. Just keep in mind, the worst thing that could happen is isi-sin-zone ka, hindi ka papansinin, or iba-block ka. Di ba? At as long as meron namang malaking upside, hindi mo rin alam. Baka meron din ganyang klaseng pagkakataon o opportunity na kailangan pala ito. And you'll never know. You'll never know until you try it. Noong 2004,
I think
hindi ako lumapit at magtanong, humingi ng direksyon. Siguro pagsisiyan ko na yan for the rest of my life. Kasi ang ganyang opportunity hindi naman araw-araw darating.
Yes, Robert, I must say, since you also posted about God before going here, we'll talk about God, I think this is so important for people who are listening. It's my own personal faith. This was my belief that when you show up, God shows up with you. Ibig sabihin, as long as you're taking some action, and this has been my experience, Robert. I mean, many times I'm crying out of so much gratitude. Because sabi ko nga and this is my prayer and my hope for everyone who watches this. I always say this, Robert. I know God knows exactly what you're going through. And this is out of due respect for whatever you believe, whoever it is that you worship. I say, life sees exactly what you're going through, exactly what you need. But also, what you do in secret can also be seen. Ibig sabihin, those times that you're planting kindness, that can be seen. Those times that you're praying for a miracle and you're taking action, nagbenta ka na kung ano kami, nagbenta na kami ng longganisa, we do all these things. But see, God honors people who take action, But the question is, like, are you taking action? Or are you just sulking or staying in that space of fear? Because Robert, I've also experienced that in my own life where I chose fear because I felt like, like the pain of being rejected or the pain of failing. And I just fed myself so many lies when I was younger. But I am grateful, like I said, because I think also nakitaan din ako perhaps ni God but Bam also was open to lay down his pride, because I was very prideful. I think especially for a lot of men, of
Mhm.
course not just men but women as well. But a lot of us are very prideful. But instead of having breakthroughs, we just stay in our breakdown. Because of our pride. So ako, the moment that I was able to say, God, I'm open to learning. I'm open to being led by you. I'm open to just being like a little child when I started learning the coaching, when I started learning facilitating, Robert. But grabe naman din, you're talking about direct CJ, but the opportunities that came my way, and always maintaining that attitude of like, I still want to learn. Kaya nga now, like having these conversations, I get excited because I'm learning a lot. I never stop it. And I also get puzzled, like, why would you guys want to stop learning? Why would you guys want to stop being open? Well, maybe the answer there, because it's still that prospect of fear. Maybe you think that the rejection is more painful, or failure, and anong sasabihin ng ibang tao. Like, I know kami ni Robert, again, I'll speak for myself first, but my own failure also, many times trying something out and then finding out, or like as Edison said, it was not really failure, it was finding out what didn't work, so it was still a success, because at least I can check it. Parang same thing when you're posting. Ako, I experiment. A lot of people, they'll try, and that's why I encourage you. I said, do your live videos, do like ito. I mean, can you guys imagine, I'm chatting with Robert. Oh, and this is because I also made the choice, because I'm very grateful for you, Robert. I've been watching you from afar since the time that I saw you in those seminars we were attending together. But to be able, and this is really testament of what's possible if you have faith. And I share this to people. But if you have faith, but you also have good intentions, and that good intentions is to help people, is to inspire people. I'm telling you, God will show up there with you, and He will keep opening so many doors and so many windows. Pati yung bubong, tatanggalin niya na yung bubong para lang mabigyan ka ng opportunity. I'm saying,
Pero kailangan
it's
lang,
that powerful. Sige.
positive dapat ang attitude mo, positive ang nasa isip mo. Kasi kahit tanggalin na ni God yung bubong, iisipin mo pa, walang hiya naman tong bagyo na to, tinanggal, pati bubong namin kinuha, di ba? Yun. So,
That's right.
importante na nagtitiwala ka, alam mo na you have faith, you know where you're going, you know that you're in God's hands, and God will really lead the way. Sometimes though, it may be in disguise. Sometimes it may appear to you as it's an obstacle. It may appear to you as it is a challenge or a hurdle. But God just wants to God just wants to have you practice, improve, and go over the hurdle in order to prove that you have faith and you believe that you can and you believe and you know that you deserve what God is giving you.
And I must say, like, this is the also, I think, the sad part, or the heartbreaking part, because a lot of people, Robert, once they reach that hurdle, a lot of people will give up, or a lot of people will curse God. And again, we're not here, we're not in this space to judge, but we are saying, you always have a choice, eh. But tandaan nyo, you stay in that space of cursing not God but also people, your parents, your ex, your past. Then you've also already cursed, practically your entire life, because you never get out of that situation. But to be able to see whatever hurdles you're facing as an opportunity, like Robert, like I said, I haven't done any live seminars, and that's my main livelihood, but I'm
Mhm.
grateful, because the mindset to be able to see, like, wow, I'm reaching New Jersey with my seminar. I mean, without having to fly there. I'm reaching Australia now. I'm reaching Germany. We're starting something in Europe. I mean, this never would have happened. But because also, Robert, I think, my prayer has been that day. God, I choose to see your greatness. I choose not to see the limitation of my own mind, of what only my mind can create, but I choose to see what you see, which is infinitely bigger and better than what I see.
Well, that's the only way to go. I mean, as I said a while ago, dalawa lang naman yung choice mo eh. Either you look at the world negatively or you look at the world positively. Saan mundo mo ba gustong tumira? Which world would you rather be in? In a negative world or in a positive
No,
world?
not
Would you like to live in a dark, gloomy world where everybody is cheating
no,
everybody and the
no.
government is not giving you ayuda or your internet is very low speed? Or would you rather live in a world wherein There are a lot of opportunity. You can work from home. You have online selling. You have online business opportunities. You know that it is working when the government is already asking for taxes from the online sellers. No? So there are those opportunities. No? Wag lang natin tingnan puro negative. Tingnan natin yung positive na side kasi yun yung mas magandang that's the better world to stay in. A world where everybody loves each other, everybody trusts each other, at meron talagang positive na mangyayari sa ating buhay. No? If you have that kind of outlook, tuloy-tuloy naman yung lalabas sa iyo parang ano to, parang Facebook algorithm. Kung ikaw ay tumitingin sa positive, darating at darating yung mga positive. Just like yung Facebook algorithm, ang Google algorithm, kapag ikaw puro sinesearch mo, coronavirus, ayuda, na gobyerno ko, dinaya ako, kung ano man. Kung puro ganyan yung sinesearch mo sa Google at Facebook, at puro ganyan yung nilalike at nishishare mo, ang algorithm naturally yun din ang ibabato sa'yo. No? Same with life. If you look at all negative all the time, what do you think the universe will throw at you? Diba? The universe will throw at you all the negative kasi yun yung gusto mo makita eh. Ever imagine, di ba? Tayo, halimbawa, mahilig tayo sa certain gadget. No? May isang certain gadget lumabas. Dati hindi mo naman nakikita to eh. Pero all of a sudden, nung itong gadget na to caught your eye, mapapansin mo na, ay, yung friend ko meron yung isang nasa kanto meron. Ito meron. Kasi pumasok na sa isip mo, na-introduce na sa'yo yung image of this thing na gusto mo. Tapos, all of a sudden, nakikita mo na all around meron ng ganyan. At marami na pala. Same thing with being attracted to a negative item. If you are negative thinking, naturally darating sa'yo lahat puro negative. Walang pinag-iba yan sa Facebook algorithm at sa Google algorithm. Yes.
I must say, Robert, for the algorithm of life. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Robert, I love that. I might share this sa audio tonight. I might do just an audio lang. That is wonderful. I mean, I was smiling kasi Robert, that has been my experience also. Alam mo, nagtataka ako. Sabi ko, hindi naman nagtataka, but like, my experience, because that's what I choose to focus on. It's love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, the abundance, because it feels wonderful, right? Because Robert, sabi ko nga sa mga taong nanonood sa akin and those who follow me, Robert, I've tried the opposite. I've tried blaming, anger, shame. It's really a terrible, terrible space to live in, scarcity. Like, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. Lalo na, I'm talking about especially scarcity and blame, anger, shame in your mind.
Yes.
That's like also unforgiveness, Robert. Also unforgiveness. Kaya nga sabi ko, like when people pop up into my memory, what I choose to remember about them is the kindness that they did, was the good that they did. That's just how I wired my mind, Robert. And it makes me feel great. And I also share this. Sabi ko, when people are watching me, sabi ko, imagine being able to lay your head on your pillow tonight and having the sweetest sleep. And Robert, a lot of people are praying, yun na lang pray nila eh. God, can I just have peace? And when I'm doing my coaching, a lot of people ask me, I say, why do you want to work with me? A lot of them just say that, Robert, I just want to have peace. Peace. So again, this is an encouragement for people. It's a choice. And I'll leave it for maybe part 3 of this kasi but para lang, we'll keep the conversation going, because maybe next time we can talk about that, like how do we start shifting from this heavy feeling to perhaps forgiving people, to perhaps to moving forward, maybe for another conversation. But there's one question here, Robert. Are you willing, are you okay to answer a question?
Yes, of course.
You're okay pa with time? You're still okay?
Yes. Tonight is for all the Lifekiters and Unbounders.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so Tammy has a question here. She's then I'll go ahead. Please.
In 2004, I went through a lot actually in my life. Ang dami-daming problema, ang dami-daming encounters, one of the most heaviest thing I had to do was letting go of my job nung time na yun. And a lot of people, I truly felt a lot of people wronged me. I don't know if that's the right term, no?
Yeah.
A lot of people went against me. A lot of people created theories and conspiracy against me. Uh, Sobrang bigat ng feeling na yun. Sobrang bigat. And it took me maybe a couple of months to get over it. Ang bigat-bigat ng pakiramdam, hindi ko maisip paano nangyayari sa akin to. No? But throughout that whole juncture, throughout that whole period, never in my mind have I questioned God. Never have in my mind that I doubted God. I know may plano yun para sa akin. Alam ko rin na kinailangan ko daanan itong mga dinadaanan ko nung time na yun. And um, I'm truly happy and blessed then that I was able to let go. It wasn't easy, pero I felt that after on that day that I decided to forgive all those people, that was the day I felt free. Sa totoo lang.
Wow.
That was the day I felt
Wow.
free. Kasi ang bigat-bigat ng feeling Galit ka, tapos bakit ako ginaganon? Bakit ang turing ko doon sa company is panganay kong anak So sabi ko nga, bakit nyo kinukuha sa akin yung panganay kong anak? No? It was my project at 20 years kong inalagaan. So at yun yung literal kong panganay na anak actually. 10 years kami walang baby ni Mrs. So it was very, very difficult and people created stories about me. Ang bigat ng feeling, ang bigat sobra. But the day that I decided that, tinanong ko sarili ko, kaninong opinion ba ang importante? Whose opinion is more important to you? Opinion ng taong naninira? Opinion ng mga against sa'yo? Opinion ng mga hindi mo makasunduan? Or opinion mo ang mas importante? For a time kasi I was lost in that part. Nagiging mabigat sa akin yung opinion ng ibang tao. Kaya ang bigat-bigat ng pakiramdam. So on that day I really prayed, please help me, help me find a reason for all of this. Help me get clarity. And as soon as I decided to let that opinion go, anything na sinasabi, I always talk to myself, sabi ko lang, teka, yung sinasabi ba nito importante sa buhay ko? Yung sinasabi ba nitong person na to importante? How valuable is this compared to my own opinion of myself? Am I doing something wrong or not? As soon as I let go of that feeling, as soon as I let go, and then I forgave those people, I found a reason to justify why these people are doing this. I found a reason to forgive these people. And as soon as I forgave them, ang gaan, sobra ng feeling. At lahat ng ideas bigla na pumasok. Everything na diniscuss ko sa inyo last time, every time na diniscuss ko sa inyo sa part 1, lahat yun dumating nung time na nag-let go ako. Nung time na pinagbigyan ko, nung time na pinatawad ko sila. All those ideas started to come in, all those doors started to open. Dumating na doon yung medical city na nag-apply kami ng na-reject. Dumating na doon yung 425 space. Lahat ito dumating.
Yeah.
At dumating na rin nung time na yon yung pag-meet ko doon sa anak ng isang mall operator. It was after I let go. It was after I said, okay na to. Kaya hindi ko talaga malimutan yung nangyari. And forgiving those people who wronged you was perhaps the necessary first step. Siguro gusto lang ni God i-test kung kaya mo ba ito? Kaya mo ba itong challenge na ito? Hindi siya mukhang challenge pero challenge yun. Kailangan mo, magbe-break ka ba ng faith mo? Mumurahin mo ba ang Diyos, di ba?
Yeah.
Questionin mo ba ang Diyos? And in that entire episode, never nangyari yun sa akin. And as soon as I let go, as soon as I said, "Sige God, I forgive them. I forgive this person. I forget." And I know in myself bakit niya ginawa ito. Kahit na hindi yun totoo, I just used my own rationale to justify bakit ko
Yes.
siya pagbibigyan, bakit ko siya patatawarin, bakit ko sila patatawarin. No, I just used my own rationale to forgive all of those people who went against me. And as soon as I let go, pasukan na lahat. Nagbukasan na yung mga pinto. At doon na pumasok yung nakilala si Robert Kiyosaki, na-meet ko yung isang anak, na-meet ko yung ganito, lahat yun doon na pumasok. No? Gusto ko lang ihambing bam ito sa I would like to compare this to having a prisoner na nakakulong, no? At siya yung nag-wrong sa'yo, siya yung gumawa ng mali sa'yo, nasa prison. Letting go and forgiving this prisoner is actually freeing yourself. Hindi mo alam, ikaw na pala yung prisoner na nakakulong doon. At kung pinatawad mo yung mga nagkamali sa'yo, you are actually freeing yourself. You are not freeing that other person. You are freeing yourself.
I was just gonna say a while ago I was about ready to wrap up and say goodnight, but pero like we got into this topic. I mean, we could go on for another hour, Robert. Kasi a lot of things popped up in my head as you were sharing. Like one thing is this.
Angie's son is watching.
Sorry?
Angie's son is watching.
Who's
us.
watching? Oh, Angie. Hi, Angie. Hello, Doris. I was just gonna say this is great, Robert. I mean, because I'm relating to a lot of what you're saying. A lot of people are wondering, like, because in my programs also, I think that's what I do, especially on the first day of my program. But that's the gist of what I do. It's people are saying, "Bam, I want to be able to do this and to do that." But I said also, first let's see, ano bang nasa loob mo, ano bang bit mo, at anong dala-dala mo. And I've experienced this in seminars in Thailand or in Mongolia where I regularly would do my programs, and it doesn't matter in any language. But it's people have always meron silang bit, Robert. There's always something that they carry. But it's what's interesting is what you shared. The moment that you are able to step into that space to really forgive. And we're not telling people, we're not forcing you to forgive now, but we're just relating a story, because we don't know exactly what happened to you. But there's just something that happens. We call it shift. There's something that shifts in your life, and you just start opening yourself up to. And this has been my experience years and years doing this, Robert. Every time people would say, "Coach, after nung isang exercise, grabe." I did this also. I think I shared this nung last part 1 natin. 800 people. I did my process, and people were going up to the stage and saying, "Bam, I forgave my mother. I forgave my son. I forgave my," and this, and people were crying, and the reports of people who I've stayed connected with, the lightness in their life. They're experiencing life differently. And this is such an important message for people to hear. You want to experience life differently, but the question is there still hatred in your heart? And this is in your face ngayon. Ganito kami ka-blunt. But it's important to be able to read, because sometimes walang nagtatanong niyan, Robert. For everyone, it's about faking it. Go ahead.
Kailangan lang magdasal Kailangan nandyan yung faith, nagtitiwala ka. Kasi alam ko mahirap ito I went through that. I went through the same thing, whether you believe it or not. Magkaiba lang yung ating magkaiba lang yung ating mga, I always say, magkaiba lang yung mga rekado, pero pareho ang script na dinadaanan natin, pareho ang movie na kalalabasan natin, parehong theme. Ang makakagaan nito is prayers and having faith. Kung ikaw ay naniniwala, kung ikaw ay nagdarasal, kung ikaw ay nagtiwala sa Diyos, tutulungan ka niya at lilinaw na.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question about that. Okay, you mentioned prayer. Can you explain, like, what kind of we pray? And I'm asking on behalf of we have a lot of viewers. Like, what's a prayer? And out of, again, respect for everyone who's watching, but what's a prayer that you would perhaps share to people that you think would help them? Because sometimes we say prayer, people would say, "Robert, nagpe-pray naman ako but still a lot of hatred and unforgiveness is still there." Like, what's a prayer perhaps that you could share with us?
nung time na yun, no, when I was going through that whole challenge, that whole people against me thing na episode ng aking buhay, I was, every day I was praying for understanding. Every day I was praying for strength. Understanding, understanding is helping me understand what they are going through, helping me understand bakit nila ginagawa ito. Alam ko against yan sa
Okay.
akin. Alam ko naman wala naman akong mali. So help me understand why these people are acting this way, why these people are against you. You know? Build my strength, and ano, the worst thing that could happen is patulan mo eh. The worst thing that could happen is makipagsabayan ka, magmurahan ka, magalit ka, manigaw ka. That's the worst thing that could happen. So I always pray for calmness. I always pray for composure. And parating parang I also pray for clarity sa aking isip. Para hindi ka mahulog dun sa pit na gusto ng tao itulak ka. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
you,
Go ahead.
magtiwala ka, mag-pray ka. Huwag mo questionin kung bakit nangyari to. Pray for strength, pray for wisdom, pray for the ability to overcome itong challenge na to. Just remember, this is just one episode eh. Hindi pa naman tapos yung kwento eh. So whatever pinupukol sa'yo, as long as kalmado ka, as long as hindi mo siya patulan, as long as clear sa utak mo na ang importante yung nasa puso ko, importante na clear ako, clean conscience ako, wala kang dapat katakutan eh. Dahil meron namang future na darating.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I was just gonna say that really would take a lot of self-awareness. And I'm not saying that it's not possible to attain, but I think a lot of people, kasi Robert, and I know you understand this, a lot of people are very reactive. Parang nasaktan tayo, gusto natin gantihan, because also that's what we're seeing in culture, when we're growing up. Pag sinampal ka, sabunutan mo, yeah, go ahead.
Pag gumanti ka kasi, pag gumanti ka, Bam, it does not make you any better.
Yes.
Alam natin na tayo yung tama, pero gaganti ka. So, it makes you wrong. It makes you as wrong as the person doing wrong to you. Kaya, better pa na, di ba, may kasabihan tayo sa Pilipino, binato ka ng bato, ipukul mo sa kanya pandesal, hindi ba? Wag nyo isole. Kasi it doesn't make you any better. Maybe in the eyes of the people, ay coward yan, hindi yan gumaganti, hindi yan lumalaban. Pero in the eyes of God, alam niya na tama ginagawa mo eh. So bahala na siya mag-bless sa'yo. Pinipray ko rin pala, nalimutan ko sabihin, Diyos, bahala na rin kayo sa kanila.
Please.
So, kung anong dinideserve ko, kung ako ang may mali, parusahan niyo na ako. Kung ako yung tama, help me out na lang. And in my case, doon na nagbukasan yung mga pinto. By me not retaliating, by me keeping my faith, doon na nangyari lahat ito. And
wow, I mean, wait lang. I'm just trying to digest and absorb. There's just so much wisdom and wonderful stuff that you shared, Robert. Sige, I'll let you greet some people, but ito lang, I'll just say hi to Coach RC. Thank you for sharing the video, RC. She said, thank you, Robert, for being so inspiring. And then Mami Alma in Iloilo, thank you guys for staying this long. I know we're almost 1 hour 30 minutes, but ginagawa lang naman namin to because a lot of people don't have conversations like this. Kwentuhan lang eh. A lot of people ang kwentuhan nila kasi revenge, yung galit, yung puot. So Robert and I, what we're trying to do here is, let people know.
Don't go that way.
Go ahead.
Don't go that way. Walang mangyayari sa revenge, walang mangyayari sa ganti, walang mangyayari dyan eh. Kasi sinasatisfy mo lang yung impulse mo ngayon eh. When you do that, sinasatisfy mo lang yung impulse mo. Pero malaki ang possibility na pagsisisihan mo to later on. Pag ikaw ay gumanti, you are acting on an emotional high. Habang ikaw ay emotional high, kung iisipin mo, you can think that this action will be rational. Pero if you pull yourself back, no? Follow natin sinasabi ni Bam. You pull yourself back, you count 10 seconds, you count 6 seconds, you count to 10. By that time, do you still think that this is rational, this thing that you intend to do? Chances are hindi.
No.
Chances are hindi.
Yeah.
No? And
Yeah.
kung tinuloy mo yung action na yun, wala nang balikan yan kasi ginawa mo na eh. So,
Yeah.
kung mali man yung atake ng ibang tao sa iyo, gumawa ka na rin ng mali. So hindi ka you're not as you will never be as good as how you are supposed to be kasi gumanti ka. So ikaw ay kasing mali na rin nila kapag ginawa mo yun.
Yeah, but also I want to add to that also. But also remember, you do that. Tama yung sinabi ni Robert. I mean, you become part of that evil that you hated so much. You know, you become part of it. You know, that's why I think it's so important to be able to understand. Like, ano bang gusto mong what is it that you want to experience in your life? Ako, I ask people that I coach this, Robert. Like, what is it that you want to experience in your life? I do this also again in my life seminars. A lot of people, but I go across the room and I say, across the room, I see love, peace, kindness, abundance, joy. That's what I want. But as I'm walking there, you know, a lot of us say, like, yeah, gusto namin yan, Robert, Bam. But habang palakad ka doon, ang daming nasa paligid mo na distraction, na hinahata ka, and nagpapadala tayo. So, you know, we might say we want that one, but based on what's happening in our life, pinapatulan natin lahat eh. And then we're wondering, how come we're not getting to that space of peace or joy? Well, because you're listening to a lot of other distractions around you, right? Yeah. Did you want to say something or
Bam,
go ahead?
Yung talking about distractions though.
Yeah.
Even ako, I went through that eh. Pagdaan mo sa gilid, chu-chu-chu-chu, di ba? Ganun, may maririnig ka, tapos certain things will try to trigger your anger, trigger your emotion. You just have to I mean, right now madali ko sabihin pero as I was going through that whole thing, hirap na hirap din talaga ako, honestly, Bam. Hirap na hirap akong tanggapin at tumahimik at iswallow na lang, papasukin dito, palabasin dito. Hirap na hirap din akong gawin, especially if people are intentionally trying to trigger your anger. No? Gustong
this is interesting yan, Robert. Paano pag intentionally nga?
Meron talagang ganyan eh. And in life, you will go through having people like that eh. Yung gustong ipakita na you losing your control, you losing your cool.
Yeah.
Meron talagang tao ganyan.
Yeah.
Diba? Halimbawa, naiinis ako sa'yo, Bam. Lalo kitang iinisin kung ano yung trigger point mo. Sabi lang ako ng sabi. Tapos maiinis ka. At the back of my mind, ang intention ko is ipapahiya kita by you losing your cool, hindi ba? So, kapag ikaw bumigay, ikaw yung talo, hindi ba? No? Pero ito ay logical way of thinking. Kapag ikaw ay emotionally high, baka hindi mo maisip yun. Kaya importante yung tinuturo ni Bam. Pull yourself out of the situation, count to 10 before you react. Kasi pag nandun ka, nag-react ka bigla, tapos nagmura ka o nanigaw ka o kung ano man, sinira mo yung sarili mo eh. No? And the other party maybe natutuwa o nagse-celebrate kasi naisahan kita eh. Di ba?
I'll just read some comments. I hope you guys are learning from this. If you are, we have still a lot of people online. Please type in learning so we know that you're learning and that you're still with us. Sabi ni Mami Alma from Iloilo, forgiving the people who have wronged you. Aha moment again for her. Robert, thank you for affirming that one is enough. Letting go of hate and heal oneself. Another aha moment now for her. So, I appreciate you, Mami Alma, for sharing all of this. She also said, algorithm of life, adapt, innovate, and be resilient. Add that there is an almighty giver that watches over us. Yes. Thank you, Robert and Bam. It is always a choice. Yes. And I think for those of you who are watching this is
watching us.
Go ahead.
Mr. Fred Housen is watching us. Thank you. Hi, Carl. Hi, Fred.
Hello. I hope you guys are liking this. Ang ganda lang nung sinabi ni Robert, there are people who not only do they want to push your buttons, but they know exactly how to push your button, right?
Yeah.
They know exactly what it is that you value so much. Pag yun yung in-attack, but they're I think this is so important because now you're at the point where sabi ni Janet, she's learning so much daw. Thank you, Janet. Thank you for being with us kahit na mag-aalas 12 na sa
One
Sydney.
of those na parating
Ka,
sinasabihan, we don't have a 10-second rule, but ang sinasabi ko kay Janet, tuwing ikaw ay emotionally high, huwag kang mag-decide. And when I say emotionally high, we're talking about being negative, at the same time, being positive. Kung ikaw ay sobrang in love, hindi ka rin pwede gumawa ng major decision. No?
yeah,
Importante, you pull yourself out of the situation. And in our case, I always recommend to them, just go buy a halo-halo. Magpalamig ka muna bago ka mag-decide gumawa ng
remember
bagay.
that. Yeah,
Naalala siguro
I
ni
remember
Janet.
that. Thank you, Janet. Ay, hindi pala lumabas yung comment niya. There's your comment. She's learning so much. Yeah. I think we'll wrap up already. Just to add to what Robert said. I mean, I love that. Because a lot of people think na Robert pag hindi ako gumante, people, this is so important. I think this is one of the golden nuggets here. People will think I'm weak. People will think, now, ito pa lang sabihin ko sa inyo, you're just that thinking alone, anong iisipin nila, anong sasabihin nila, and you're trapped in this whole cycle again of what will people think, what will people say, what will, and you never get out of that trap. Versus already, sige, pag-usapan din lang natin, but sinabi na ni Robert kanina to what about your opinion of yourself? What about your relationship, your personal relationship with God? It could be, or what's important, your values. But you're so concerned about what everyone is saying, and this is, Robert, this has been the trap for so many people I've coached. It's always, what will people say, bam, what will people say, what will people say, what will people say, and at what expense, at what cost? They're miserable. They're at the cost of their happiness. People are miserable sila, but all because of they're so concerned what everyone around them will say.
If it's any consolation, ma'am, I was like that too. Way back,
Sure.
way back when I was in college, when I started working, during my employment, the whole time ganyan din naman eh. I'm always worried about other
Mhm.
people's opinion, the opinion of my manager, the opinion of my boss, the opinion of whoever. Ganun. Everybody's opinion has always been put up front, and my own opinion of myself is nakatulak sa dulo. Kaya nga
Yeah.
nung time na pabigat na ng pabigat, pabigat na ng pabigat yung pakiramdam, ang napakahirap. Parang cargo mo yung isang malaking baggage na wala nang tigil kundi pabigat ng pabigat, padagdag ng padagdag yung timbang. The only time I felt free was the only time I felt free was the time that I let go. And tinignan ko lang, kaninong opinion ba importante? And I always share this with all my people. Kanino bang opinion ang importante? Una, ang importante is opinion mo sa sarili mo. Pangalawa, ang opinion ng iyong direct family sa iyo. At pangatlo, kung sino man yung nagpro-provide para sa pamilya mo. Kung saan man tayo nag-work, yung pinaka-top lang ang bantayan mo. Everybody else, mga politika, mga chuchu, mga kung ano man, huwag mo nang bigyan ng value yun. Kasi at the end of the day, hindi naman nagbibigay ng value sa family mo yun. So look at yourself, opinion mo, pinaka-importante, opinion mo sa sarili mo, hindi ka nandadaya, malinis konsensya mo, nagtatrabaho ka ng marangal, wala ka nang dapat alalahanin doon. Pangalawa, yung opinion ng aking asawa, ng aking anak, ng aking magulang. Pangatlo, to some extent, yung boss ko. Kasi siya yung nagpo-provide sa akin ng trabaho. Kailangan ko ng stable na income. Hanggang doon na lang. Everybody else, bahala na kayo. Kung ano man gusto niya sabihin, I don't really care anymore. No? Basta, if it helps me, pakikinggan ko. If it doesn't help me, I just let it go. Kasi hindi ka pwede mamuhay na gusto mo i-please lahat ng tao. That will never happen.
Mhm.
And especially if ikaw ay career person, paakyat ka ng paakyat. No? The higher you climb, the lonelier you are. Kasi mas konti yung fake na kaibigan o superficial na kaibigan. Pero, the higher you
Yes.
climb, the more meaningful naman yung relationship ng mga kasama mo. No? And at the end of the day, ano ba importante sa'yo? Itong konting totoo o itong maraming fake, hindi ba? So that
Yeah.
that was
I
always
was just
really,
I was just gonna add. Yeah.
yes,
No,
ma'am.
I was just gonna add. I mean, that is so important for people who are watching, and then we'll end on this note. Again, your opinion of yourself is so important because a lot of people get lost in the opinions of so many people. Sabi mo nga that that don't even matter. I mean, in the sense of giving value to you. Ang dali mong kaya nga, that's why in one of our seminars before we attended, there's this line that we say, we care but not that much,
Yeah.
because a lot of people care too much and you're over analyzing. I remember Brene Brown when she was in an interview with Oprah, and she was talking about, oh, did Oprah like me? That thought where we overanalyze and we interpret every single thing that nonverbal daw na given ni Oprah. Oh, does that mean she doesn't like me? Oh, Oprah yon, does that mean she's bored? And a lot of people, I think, we live life that way, where we're so concerned about everything that people nag-post tayo, may kinoment sila, and like we're already shattered, we're destroyed. But that's why I say, and this is something I also share in my coaching, perhaps take a look at your life and see where you have taken yourself too seriously. Everything is just too serious for you, and you're in fight or flight, and you cannot breathe anymore,
Mhm.
because lahat na lang nilalagyan mo you put meaning into everything, but the meaning that you're putting is not one that is uplifting and inspiring and encouraging for you, but it's a meaning that's dragging you down, and constantly that's all you're focusing on. Yeah, did you want to add any last
No,
Robert?
I'm just listening to everything that you're sharing now.
Okay, sige. Yeah. Well, we've an hour 36 minutes. So I think on that note, I think we can end tonight para lang, baka magka part 3 pa tayo, and I'm gonna time this part 3 when we have really amazing signal. But we did well tonight. We did well.
Mhm.
My concern was also people trying to get into the broadcast if it's unstable. But Robert, I just wanted to say there's just so many golden nuggets that you shared about forgiveness, about faith, about not retaliating, also about at the time you had no awareness, now to having the awareness. But I guess that's why, Robert, I mean, I'm the same. I also know what it was like to be vengeful and angry and upset. But that's why we say now that perhaps by God's grace, we have a little bit of awareness. We want to share it because a lot of people are still in that dark space, Robert, and they're
Yeah.
sincerely looking for light. They're
Mhm.
sincerely looking for conversations like this, Robert. Kasi ngayon pa lang, kung saan-saan, I mean, a lot of people are talking about, there's just so many things where you can give your attention to. But I think there are a few that have conversations like this when we really talk
Mhm.
about what's really important in life and what truly matters. With that, Robert, I mean, I'm just so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for giving me an opportunity to have conversations with you. I call it conversations with life.
Yeah.
This is where we're learning from life, our life experience. Yeah. So, anything, last words to share before we just wrap up and say goodnight?
Well, I always enjoy having these conversations with you. For everyone who doesn't know, I follow the nightly chats with Bam. I listen to him on Facebook Live, especially during the time of the lockdown, and I always post comments and opinions, and that's how we started this conversation. It started as a one way communication wherein I would post my comments sa mga chat, and then Bam would reply live to me. And I'm very happy na naimbita ako ni Bam last time, at naging two-way na yung communication namin. And I'm also very happy that I'm part of the part 2 ng discussion na to.
Yeah. So on that note, God bless everyone who watched from all over the world. Janet, mag-aalas 12 na. I'm glad that you stayed this late. We love you guys. Obviously, Robert and I are coming from a space of wanting to encourage you, and send prayers and encouragement and hope your way. Don't lose sight of the path that you want to be taking, which is, it's not a path that's leading you to anger or hatred or unforgiveness, but it's a path that feels good. It's a path that lets you let go of those baggages and that heaviness that you've been carrying for so long. So again, thank you for joining us. Again, also, before I forget, but I always forget this, but if you liked any part of this video, please tag your friends, please share it, send me a message. If you have any other messages you want to send K Robert, send him a message directly, or you can or if you can't find him, send a message to me, and I will relay to Robert. Robert, nag-end tayo ito, sabi ni Janet, part 3. May request na part
Feel
3
free naman po kasi.
conversation.
Share ko lang,
Okay.
shameless plug lang, shameless plug.
Of
We
course,
started
please
our
plug.
daily drive sa Blade YouTube channel. It's our daily commitment. We started this during the lockdown. Meron na tayong dalawang video series that we post every day. Yung isa is yung series ni Bob the Blader. Ito yung may cartoon and animation. It's an educational video that teaches you the different parts and the different parts of servicing cars or maintaining cars. Tagalog ito at boses to ni Direk CJ. We're very proud of this. Medyo comedic yung ating approach. We also have an English-themed daily post. It's called Our Daily Drive. Here we try our very best to share car maintenance and accidents and stuff like that. How do you care for your cars?
Great.
All the different issues related to cars. It's called Our Daily Drive, and we are committed to post at least one video per day of this series. Please visit and like and share and subscribe to the Blade Auto Center YouTube channel. Thank you. Don't forget to ring the
Thank you.
notification bell pala.
Yeah, so when you subscribe, ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every time they upload a new video. Also, Blade is online. So
Yeah.
if blade.com by on Robert, tama ba?
Our website is blade.ph, and we offer a full range of car accessories, motorcycle accessories. In our website, we deliver direct to your home, and we are also available in Lazada and Shopee. Our official store is Blade Auto Center. Thank
Well,
you,
there you
Bob.
go. I mean, thank you, Robert, the man and the heart behind Blade. You know what he stands for. You know what he believes in, his values. So, Robert, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight, everyone. God bless you. Follow this page if you haven't. Also, be click notified when we go live. We will talk about the part 3 next time. Janet, again, we appreciate you. Angie San and Loros, all Robert's friends and family who watched. My friends and my family who watched also. Thank you so much, and we'll update you on our next broadcast. Good night, and we'll
Good
see you
night.
again soon. Bye.
Bye bye.
And we are.